Oh, looking kind of dark. Oh, maybe not. There we go. All right. Hey guys. I'm going to do some Shabby Chic boxes. So if you've got some unfinished wood in your hoard or stash or whatever you want to call it, go pull it out and we'll work on it together. This is Tabitha. She's going to be hanging with us off to the side over here because I don't want her to get all junked up. I found out it might be worth about $18 and I paid $1 for her. So I'm going to let her sit back there by the laptop and we'll go from there. Hi, Sharon. It is looking kind of dark on this side, but when I put the light on, I don't know. Maybe I put the glue gun, not the glue gun, the heat gun thing I got at Goodwill yesterday together, and it holds my heat gun like that. So now I don't have to deal with that stupid little metal thing on there. See if I can just leave that like that. Get my glue gun over here. I'm not going to turn that on because I'm going to be painting first. So I pulled out a bit of lace. I'm going to set that back in this big bag. And I've got a little bit more lace. I just grabbed a bag out of the drawer I have in the closet. But I don't want paint to get on it. So I'm going to set this back aside for right now. I also pulled out my pearl box. So I got a variety of different pearls. And I thought I had more little boxes and stuff, but I think they're down at the house. So these are what I found in the box I had here. This is just one of those little lightweight chipboard things. So we've got Sharon and Jen and Eva and Joyce and Susan. Hey guys, I hope everybody's doing all right today. Got my shirt on that says Positive Thoughts, Positive Life. And I got this box here on deep discount before I left Michael's, and the lid is hard to get on. But I'm going to decorate it anyway. So we can get this sticker off real quick. So what's everybody up to today? Trying to stay cool, I bet, because I am. It's 84 here and 93 down at our house. And my son works in a warehouse, and he's been having a horrible time. I told him, I said, you've got to make sure you're getting enough to drink. You don't want to have a heat stroke. He said it's been horrible in the warehouse. So yeah, 93 down there, 84 up here. So it's almost a 10-degree difference between upstate and the middle part of South Carolina. And I bet at the beach it's even hotter. 98. I'm not looking forward to 98. Yeah, see, when I was expecting Greg, the heat index for the last month of my pregnancy, the heat index for the last 3 weeks of my pregnancy was like 114. That was 32 years ago. And I'm afraid this summer is going to be that hot again. I hope not, but I think it is. And I'm wishing we could like get that house sold and get Greg to move up here with us or move to Maryland or whatever he decides he wants to do. Oh, before I get started on these, to give everybody a chance to get here, I got an envelope from Janet. I don't know. There she is. There's Janet. Speak of the devil. Anyway, let me open up her envelope. I've been saving it until today. And I know the project I have planned is not for everybody, so, but I thought it'd be fun to step outside of our boho and do maybe something shabby chic. So that's why I decided that. So this is from Janet. Uh-oh. There we go. And it's her boho tag. You ladies got smart and just left your lace, your tassel bits just flat. That's a good idea. It makes it easier to get through the 1/4 inch. And she's got a coffee filter here that I can use in something else, and her envelope. So this is her tag, and I'm going to go ahead and do this up. Uh-oh. And I'm hoping my internet doesn't start acting crazy, because it's been acting crazy in the evenings about when I want to be live. So we'll see what happens. Scott said if you get knocked off, go in there and reboot the router. So I might do that and have to come back on, but we'll see what happens. But this is from Janet. And I got spiffy new camera lighting here, and I don't know if it's helping or not. There we go. So I just think this is lovely. It says, be happy. And she's got her tags in the back. They're stuck in there good. Okay, this she's done a card and did the Mary's little flower thing there. I can't remember what she called them. I love autumn colors too. Janet and I have a good bit in common, I think. So there's Janet's tag. Let me go get my ring and I'll add it to it. It's getting pretty full. And I got to thinking the other day, I wish I had a banana bunch holder, because see, I could hang it on the banana bunch holder. So we're going to put Janet back here. I left this one on its ring. Danny's. I left Danny's on her ring and just fed her ring on there because it was small. So I'll add Janet on the back here. Putting them on here in the order they arrived. So there we go. And I still haven't found a basket to stick it in. So I'm going to keep my eye open for the bunch of bananas to, you know, those holders, they're wooden, and then they've got like the hook that comes down, and I could hang this from it and see, that would be really pretty. That's the one I made. I'm thinking about putting my extra one on here right behind this one because I never, you know, we never heard from Mary, and I still have this one here that I could add in, and I might do that because this was just the demo tag, and then this would give me one that I had made that actually went out in the swap. I might do that right now. So I'll have to take off this one. Oh, I don't know if I can get it off from there. Well, we'll just add this to the front like this. No, because I want it to be in order. Well, for now, I'll stick it on here and I'll fix it later. And I'll put a note in there as to why I have two made by me in the pocket I did on the back. I still have the little, shows the stamp that Mary Hill. Has anybody heard from Mary Hill lately? I hadn't heard from her in a while. I wonder if she's lost cable. That's a good idea. I might do that. We'll just flop this around and have it at the back of the book. And then I can just slide this one off if I get any more. I'm only supposed to have 6, but you ladies have been so sweet to send me some that weren't even in my group. So I'm going to set this back over here. Maybe. It's getting so full it doesn't want to stand on top of the colored pencils. I have to keep my eyes open. I'm going to set Janet's paper aside. I might put it with my flocker book and just add it in there. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, I have this distressed crackle paint, and I know you're not supposed to have to do anything except put this on and have it crackle, but what I want to do is put a base color on and then put the distressed crackle over it. So I'm going to paint because I have the worn lipstick crackle that I'm going to put over this cream on the heart, and then the blue with the white over top of it there. I also had white paint out, but I love to use the cream paint because I think it looks vintage quickly. So let's go ahead. I'm going to start with the little guy first. And this lid fits so tightly that I'm going to try not to paint along, this edge here or inside there, because it's all I can do to get this together. But I like to do these up and give them to people. At Christmas and stuff. Hi, Mary Forrester. I tried to come back a couple times, and then finally I got busy making Scott's breakfast, and I forgot to check again. And then I saw 2 hours later, hang on, I forgot to put the cord on the computer. I don't want to lose you guys because I didn't plug in. Yeah, I'm hoping I don't drop you guys, but at like 7:30, I've been having issues with the internet going in and out, and I don't know what's going on. It might be our router. So Scott said if I get booted off to go in and just unplug it, wait a minute, and then plug it back in. So if I lose you, I'll do that. Ooh, yeah. Hang on, let me see. I've had this tape for like forever. So we'll just do that. We'll put that along here. I have painter's tape, but this little chippy box might not handle, the painter's tape. But no, I just thought I'd do these and set them aside, and I would have, a little gift for maybe one of the nieces or whatever. Of course, my nieces are kind of rowdy. They might not do too well with something delicate. My chat screen keeps going away. Oh my goodness, it's so hot. I'm dreading when it gets hotter. And it's not even that sunny here. If I was down at the house, though, I'd be laying across the vent, I think, because it's 10 degrees hotter down there. All right, I'm going to leave that like that. Let's see what luck I have putting it on the inside. Now y'all have disappeared on me again. Come back, come back. There you are. Whew. My son said it was thundering. He calls me before he goes to work, and then he usually calls me when he goes on break. But I told him, I said, I'm going to be live from like 7 until whatever, so maybe not call me. And my stepfather's we're going to celebrate his birthday Saturday, so I'm hoping Greg will come up to their house for that. But He said they're expecting a delivery at the warehouse really late and that he might not get off until like 2:30 in the morning. So he might not be able to make it. He'd just be too tired to drive the 2 hours to his grandparents. So I said, well, Grandpa would love to see you. My parents and my youngest sister and her husband are in West Virginia visiting his mother and sister, my stepdad's family. Scott's brother, youngest brother, he's my age. He went in for heart catheterization and they had to put 2 stents in. So his health is not very good. So hopefully he'll quit smoking and change his diet so he can get better. It'd be horrible if Scott loses his younger brother first, you know. All right, that was a good idea. So let's get started. Whew. I'm just going to put a little paint off on the side here. This paintbrush is getting kind of weird. Yeah, my son, he's an only child, and he and I have always been real close. He's hasn't found a young woman yet. They all want to change him, and instead of accepting him as he is, I told him, I said, don't give up all hope. There'll be the perfect person out there for you. I said, just focus on making yourself happy right now. He's got this new friend that he met on the internet, and they went to IKEA together, and his ex-girlfriend got upset because the girl posted pictures of Greg and her having fun at IKEA. And Greg was like, yeah, I took a friend to IKEA. We had fun. Ooh, and that tape gives me something to hold on to, too. I'm not too concerned that this is covered 100,000% or whatever because I'm going to put the crackle paint over. I just like to have a color underneath the crackle paint so when it crackles, you see some color. This paint dries pretty quickly. Well, I don't have to worry about that washi tape sticking it and falling off. It's sticking pretty good to me. Well, my son's not a neat freak. He just, he's got his own quirky little way, and he about worships the girlfriend, but it never seems to be enough. And then he gets fed up with them constantly trying to change him, and then he calls it quits. So he's used to his dad and I always working together as a team. And he doesn't understand why he can't find somebody that works as a team with him. I said, well, it takes time. Your dad and I didn't always get along. What color will you be putting on top? It's the picket fence crackle paint, so it's white. That's what I keep telling him, Janet. Just hold on. Somebody will come along. And when his dad and I hit retirement, we're now thinking we don't even want to stay in South Carolina. So we're kind of getting kind of glad that the house is taking longer. Scott says 6 years. He'll retire in 6 years. I was like, okay. I don't know if Adele wants us staying here that long, but I wouldn't mind moving somewhere not quite as hot. And there's some other criteria, but it's all political, and I don't want to talk about politics or religion on my channel. It's just too hot a subject. Talk about hot subjects. I was watching this little one in just a vlogger that I watch. I was watching the little one. She's over a year old, and she seems to, when I see her and they were trying to get her to walk, it looks like her ankles are weak. So I made the comment of she might benefit from a pair of walking shoes. And man, you'd think I'd like told them to, I don't know, pour boiling water on the child, because people are just jumping all over me about children don't need walking shoes, blah, 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 blah. Well, some kids do. Some kids have really, really weak ankles. Scott did. Scott has flat feet and weak ankles. He always has. If he hadn't had special shoes, he probably never would have walked. So I was like, gosh, chill out, chick. I'm glad everything worked out for you. Crying out loud. Yeah, I'm not too fond of the real cold. I grew up in upstate New York from the age of birth to 18. But say like the upper part of North Carolina, lower part of Virginia area, that kind of temperature with snow that comes and goes quickly, that's fine. So I need to paint the inside of this, but this needs to dry. So I guess I'll read comments. Anyway. Yeah, Eva, I hear you. Scott has really bad arthritis in his ankles. And the nights when he has to be out on the factory floor where the ladies are that put the heart, he does, he's an electronic technician at Abbott Labs, and they make internal heart defibrillators and brain stem for pain. They have those things they can put near your brain stem to send electrical volts to help you with pain. So that, and he works on those. And when there's a problem out on the floor where the ladies are putting them together, he's on concrete, and his especially his left ankle, it swells unbelievably bad. Yes. It's super, super clean, temperature controlled where Scott works. I wish it was where Greg works, but he's in a warehouse, and, you know, they don't like to try to air condition the warehouse. And there's Kathy. Hi, Kathy. I used your rooster today that you sent me. It was you that sent me the rooster, wasn't it? Tommy Copper socks. Huh. I think I saw those at Hamrick's when I was in there, and they had those sleeping pants, 2 for $8. See, the thing with Scott, the doctor gave him a brace to wear, and he threw it away. He doesn't, he's probably listening. He says, I just don't like that stuff. That might be dry enough that we can do the inside. I'm probably not going to crackle the inside of it. I like to have it look finished inside. I might have to get him a pair and see if he'd wear them, see if it would help. I mean, he takes a anti-inflammatory prescription. It is meloxicam. I think that's the name of the prescription he uses for his ankle. And what's bad is I absolutely love to go hiking and stuff, But now I feel bad asking if we can go for a hike because it about puts him in the bed. You know, he can hardly walk after we go on a hike. Even if he puts on his hiking boots that are high top and give him extra support. But gosh, I miss hiking. I'd been tempted to join the hiking group, but I don't want to go without Scott, you know? All right, so I'm going to set this aside and we'll let it dry good. Throw that in the water. Oh, okay. I'll have to look for it, Janet. Is it available like at Walgreens or CVS, that kind, at the drugstores? This mat is a baking mat. I got it at a restaurant supply. Oh, that restaurant supply was so cool. We went in there one time. They have like these walk-in coolers of cheeses from all over the world. They had cheese from France. Oh, it was just, Scott was drooling. He loves cheese. All right, so now we've got this one. So I've got this thin washi. I don't know if I can make it work or not. Let's see. At Rite Aid. Okay, I'll have to check it out. The Rite Aid that was right up at the top of the street next to the doctor's care near us, they closed. Let's see what luck I have here. Ooh. Oh, hi, Janice Turner. You got your box? I'm so glad. I was beginning to wonder if it had gotten lost, and I was trying to find the receipt, the tracking number, and I think I left it down at the house because I balanced the checkbook down there. I think I left it on the table down there. That's one thing. I do hate living between two houses with a passion. I'm a homebody. I like to have a home location that I can like maintain daily. And I've been bad. I still haven't called, made appointments with the eye doctor, which I think we both need new glasses. So that's going to be a chunk of change. Ugh. But I do go Monday for my blood work. So hopefully my A1C is down. It's been running about between 107 and 115 every morning. So that's pretty good. I need to just, when I get up in the mornings, I need to just put some exercise clothes on and go and get some exercise in before it gets so hot. Because once it gets hot, I don't want to go outside. Go for a walk or a run. My sister runs like 5 and 6 miles a day. She runs races. My brother-in-law's wife runs too, and they know each other from running. My sister and my sister-in-law, basically. Well, that didn't come all the way down, but I'm not going to worry about it. Ooh, that's awesome. Now y'all are going to have to decorate your colors because I know she said that she sent them out plain, so you guys can decorate. And I have not mailed out to Laura and Dawn Boss yet, but I'm going to do it first thing in the morning. I did their envelopes today. I'd show you the envelopes You know what? I can show you I showed you them earlier. Never mind. But when I went to put my clear coat on, the sprays I had used reacted with the clear coat and made a mess. So they're not as pretty as they were before. All right, so I'm going to put white on there. I'm going to put pink over the cream. So I'm going to do that. Hi, Vicki. Let's see. Did I miss a reply from Janice? Oh, she says she'll be right back. Trying to remember what else I mailed out. I mailed some other things out. Oh, I mailed the ATC backgrounds out. I wonder if anybody got those. Whew. I need to just get off my fanny and get out there and move, because I need to focus on getting my heart healthy again. When I was working at Michael's and I was doing the freight, I was slinging 30 to 40 pounds up over my head, and that's probably what's wrong with my neck. But I was running up and down those portable stairs, and I was getting all kinds of crazy exercise. Uh-oh, this brush is falling apart. This was one of those cheapy sets that you find at like Tuesday Morning and places like that. But I figured for crafts it would be okay. I probably should have sanded these a little bit. But I didn't think about it until just now. Oh, that's a cool idea. Use it like a belly band, Eva, to go around your journal. I just think the traveling journals are going to be a lot of fun. And our group on Facebook is officially full. We're at 130, and I'm still getting people wanting to join. So I'm trying to make sure I keep a list of those that answered the questions. And if somebody leaves, I can add somebody else in. I wish I could manage, hundreds and hundreds of people, but I can't do it and have our swaps and stuff be fun. I want it to stay fun. Yay, Joyce got her backgrounds. There's a hair from the brush stuck to the top. Okay, everybody will only have one journal at a time. And if it goes smoothly, like when you get a journal, you have 2 weeks to do your page, get it moving. And so each time you get a journal, try to get it done in 2 weeks and then mail it on. And as long as somebody doesn't fall behind and lets them pile up, you should never have more than one with you at a time. So in a month period, you would see 2, unless somebody's really fast, which I'm going to try to get mine done within a week of arrival, just so that I don't get them piling up on top of the quilt round I'm working on at the moment too. So I've got 2, I'll have 2 round robins going, because we just started a round robin off in my quilt group for a Christmas round robin. the quilting ones sometimes get piled up. So I'm hoping with it being an art journal, I'm hoping it won't get, backed up with anybody, but life happens and it'll happen probably with one of us. One of us will have something happen to where they get backed up, but hopefully we can get them caught back up and moving. But I'm really hoping that we'll only have one with each of us at a time. We do have some members in Canada that are participating, I think. So that'll slow it down a couple days. But still, if you work on it as soon as it arrives, it should still move pretty quick. No, because they'll move in a round. That's why it's called a round robin, so that everybody has one to work on. Like in my quilt group, I have Ann Lewis's right now. Her quilt block came, and I've got to. I've come up with an idea, so that's half the battle. Now to choose the pattern of the little blocks, I'm going to put a solid-ish border of an inch and a half. And then I will do 2-inch blocks, a pieced blocks border around it, and then I'll send it on. And then the next person can add a solid and then a pieced or whatever they want to do. Round robins are a lot of fun. And when you get them back, everybody's work is so different. I absolutely love when Ann's in because she always does applique. And I'm tickled that I'm going to be adding the first border on her beautiful cardinal block. I think I shared that the other day. But I'm thinking a solid Christmassy green border first. And then I'll do I think she's got red and white in it. A pieced block using red and white will be next. Yeah, I've got a group on Facebook for my YouTube channel, but it's full. I'm keeping it at 130 on there, and the quilt group has asked that we stay under 30, so it's a small, tight group. And I have been quilting with these ladies on the quilting group that I have. We have traveled from AOL to MSN to we've been doing swaps and trades and ugly fabric swaps. Mary, have you ever done the ugly fabric swap where everybody sends out like a fat quarter of a butt ugly fabric and then your partner will turn it into something pretty, whether it's a wall hanging or a tote bag? Those are a lot of fun. My buddy Diane up in Maine, though, she's got herself swamped with long arm quilt jobs right now, so she hasn't been able to participate. I so wanted to get up and visit her in Maine over the summer, but I just don't see how we can do it when we're still working on this house. One year we'll get up there. Scott loved Maine when he was in the Navy, so that's something, a place that we definitely want to visit again. Hopefully before we're too old to travel, you know. I'd love to go to Maine and have him show me everywhere he saw when he was in the Navy. And then another place I'd love to do is an Alaskan cruise. I just think that would be so much fun. I don't know why I'm being so particular. I am going to go over this with Pink Crackle in just a few minutes. Okay. Now, what do I do with it? Oh, hi, Lottie Faith. I didn't see you sneak in. And there's Ian. Who else has snuck in on me? Oh, just to see icebergs, not falling out down and coming at the ship, but to see them from a distance. It would be so much fun. Yep, Scott was in the Navy for 6 years, and our son was in the Navy for like 4. His group was disbanded, and then they let most of the guys go. They started tightening the like he could only have like a 28% body fat, and my son's a big guy. He's 6'3", so he got out because of his weight. He couldn't get it down that low. The body fat count, whatever. He works with a man that used to be a mixed martial artist, and they've started going to the gym that's near the house, and he's showing Greg how to work out and bulk up his muscles. So Greg's arms have been so sore from working in the heat, though. He said he hasn't felt like going to the gym after he gets off at 1:30 in the morning. It's one of the gyms that's open, 24/7. All right. So, yeah. When Gregory had his pass and review ceremony up at Great Lakes, it was December 5th. And our car does not have snow tires. That was an interesting trip. And that's putting it mildly. Okay, this looks like, this wood sucks this up and it dries so fast. I'm going to go ahead and paint the inside of my box. I'm trying to think, how could I cut a piece of felt to go down in here? Because I think this would be a sweet little box for a necklace. See, I could decorate this up, and then I could make a necklace and put it in here to give to one of my nieces for Christmas. Make her a necklace with the heart on it. I need more paint. Hi, Michelle. Little Crafts Creations by Michelle is popped in. Well, it's after 7:30 and my computer hasn't acted crazy, or the router, so knock on wood. Knock, knock, knock. I'm not going to do the top surface, I don't think, either, because I want the box to close. I don't know if I'm doing wrong, I probably should not have gone all the way to the edge. This box was not made very well. It's one of those cheapy dollar store little boxes that Michael's would get, like at Valentine's. They get the cheapy little boxes like this in the Valentine display. And then I got these for like 17 cents or something crazy like that. The most fun of doing these little boxes like this, though, isn't the painting. It's the adding the lace and ribbon and stuff anyway, at least for me. This brush is something else. I found a photographer in Greenville that has offered up a use your DSLR camera basics class for $69. I told Scott, I said, you bought me that fancy camera and I haven't used it yet. I need a class. And then I found this one. He said, you should take it. All right, I'm not going to worry about the rest of that. Let's see. Thanks, Janet. Oh, that's cool. Gregory went to Great Lakes, and then he went to Shaw Air Force Base in Texas. And then he was back home and was with the reserve unit for the remainder of his time until they let him go. Greg could kick himself now. He said he wished he'd gone into like heavy machinery or something else. He did HVAC and plumbing, and he hates it. So that's why he works in a warehouse. And I told him, I said, well, your mother has a criminal justice degree, and I hate guns. So I didn't go into criminal justice after I got the degree. So you don't always go to work in what you decide to do as a young person. On how to use the camera, I don't know. I've looked and looked, and I feel like I need someone to ask questions. Videos are good, but sometimes I have a question, and you can't just ask right in the moment. You have to wait for them to reply, and then they don't always. Mary says she's ready for her jammies. I'm going to have to take a shower before I get in my jammies. I am so sticky. The humidity is, oh, that's one thing I hate about the South. It's the humidity down here. Okay, so we'll let the cream stuff dry over here. And we'll start playing with this stuff here. And if I remember right, this actually has a brush inside it. Ah, gotcha. Ian said I should have watered down the paint just a little bit. That makes sense. I did this and some. I'm not going to do the inside. I'm just going to do the outside some. I'm not going to worry about it. But I did some little samples of this stuff when I was. I did a practice hangout with Linda McAllister, and so I've got some samples done up. I think I put that little slip in one of my paper bag journal pages. Depending on how far we get on this, I might give you the measurements on what I did for my hinge. I'll show you that maybe if we have time. If not, we'll do that another time. But I'm not going to show you how to make the hinge because the lady that came up with that idea, she's got copyright things on the idea now. So I don't share how to do that hinge system, but I will tell you the measurements I used, and then you can watch her video on how to actually go about it, because I don't want to step on her toes. She's got on there where you can buy the licensing for it, but I think it's just easier to send you over to her. And I think I provided links in a previous video for the hidden hinge system, and other people have put it out there. This stuff is thick, but I don't want to thin it down because it's the crackle stuff. And this stuff says that not to use the heat gun until it's already started showing cracks in it. So I'm just going to set it aside. I'm going to put this one on here. There we go. And then I'll put the bottom on top of this paint because I'm done with these paints now. Oh, cool, Ian. Might have to do that because Scott bought me this camera and I had plans of taking the course to get certified and all. And then we ended up moving up here and I didn't know where to go up here. Well, stay tuned for cat vomiting noises. Sorry, guys. Tippy's not been feeling good, and I think he and Howie have been killing and eating squirrels. So cats are kind of gross sometimes. Of course, dogs are too. Dogs love to roll in stinky stuff. Cats just eat it. Ugh. Sorry, I'm not looking at chat. I'll look at it here in just a sec. And that's all I was going to do. And then I'm going to let it crackle and do its thing. And then we'll add lace and stuff to them. Hi, Shirley, or Cheryl's Crafty World. There's Linda. Oh, Linda, I'm sorry your back is still messed up. That sucks. Okay. Ew, that's still wet. I just read it. Oh, hi, buddy. Tippy's got a swollen leg, too. Come here. Come here. What have you done now? Come here. Come here, boo-boo. Ew. You see his leg is swollen a little bit, like he jarred it. Poor little guy. All right. All right, I guess I'll do the cover first with the pink. Hopefully this will crack a little bit. We'll see. This is really thick. I wonder if I could thin this a little bit. Has anybody else used the distressed crackle? Do you know if I can add water and have it still work? This one looks like the brush is coming apart. Look at that. Is it water-based? Well, let's see. Use on cardstock, chipboard, paper mache, and more. Shake the bottle well. Unscrew applicator. Apply a medium fine cracks to thick, heavier cracks coat of paint and let dry. Once cracks appear, you may speed up drying with Ranger's heated craft tool. You know, it says acid-free, non-toxic. Doesn't really say. Jen says she's reading. Yes, it says mist of water. Okay. One momento. I will be right back. I'm going to shut this blind because that sun is coming in and keeping me up. All right, I didn't miss it. I poured some in it. Let's see. This was really thick. And see, oh, that's much better. I didn't put that much water in here. So let's see what we get. It's got some chunks in it. I got this stuff at the thrift store. So if it doesn't work, I'm not going to be heartbroken about it. Got the whole bag of stuff. I can't remember how much I paid for it. It wasn't much. I got all these different colors. We went to Goodwill and Traveler's Rest yesterday, but neither one of us found anything we wanted. So then last night I went to the one closer to the house. And I found all those goodies I shared last night. Okay. I'm going to leave that like that. We're just going to flip this over and do this side. Yeah, if it doesn't crack, it doesn't crack. It's got these chunks in it. That's just driving me nuts. Yeah, Linda McAllister, I've been wondering what's going on with you because I hadn't seen you on Saturdays. You and Penn. How's Penn doing? This is called worn lipstick. These chunks are driving me nuts, though. If you put it on thicker, the cracks are bigger. If you put a thin coat on, they're just those tiny little cracks. There's another chunk. The more you brush, the more cracks you get. This heart's going to take some work because I've got to let some sides dry. before I can go on to the next. I hadn't seen you live, Linda, in a couple weeks. I didn't know if you were still doing them or not. I had thought about trying to set up on the porch in early morning sometime and just do like a chat on the porch, and we could just sit and chat with whoever's around. But I haven't gotten around to doing that yet. Oh, little guy's on the move. Sweetie, I can't get you right now, Angel. Come here. Oh, my goodness. He's not feeling good. He wants attention. Don't you? You want to watch paint dry with me? That would be fun. He went out and played and hunted with Howie earlier. I don't know if he's just wrenched it or what. Could be from a cat fight. Who knows? There's so many stray cats here because people won't spay and neuter. Hi, Vicky. Baby. Told Scott I need one of those baby harnesses because then I could just slide him in it and he could just lay on my lap like this. I don't know why Scott thinks you're spoiled. Oh, he's not always clean. Sometimes he goes out and rolls in the red clay, and then he looks like orange sherbet. He's rotten. I've felt along this leg, and I can't, unless he's got a very hairline fracture or anything. I mean, he limps, but he's not crying when I touch it. So I'm thinking he's just jerked it. Dawn, the boss, is in the house. Hi, Dawn. We're waiting on paint to dry. Oh, goodness. I have never tried to bathe these three cats because they're in and out so much. I'd be bathing them all the time. He keeps himself pretty clean. Saturday night when we were down at the house, there was a horrible storm up here. And that's when I think he got hurt during that wicked storm. Yeah. Trying to find somewhere to get in. They can get on the, yeah, I need to get all three of these guys in for their shots and checkups. I haven't done that yet this year. But I wish my vet that is in down near our house was up here. I wish I could just move the house, the garage, the animals that are down there, and my vet and move them all up here because the vet down there says they now make Brevetgo for cats, which is a pill form of flea and tick control that you give once every 3 months, and it keeps the ticks and fleas off from them. So I'm going to have to see if the vet I found up here has the Brevetgo, because that stuff works great on the dogs. Yeah, I got paint, honey. You can't get up there right now. Okay. You gonna be good? Okay. All right. I'm gonna see. Let's see if I can just move this over a little bit. I'm not seeing any cracking, but we'll see. If I ruined it putting too much water in it, oh well. I didn't pay that much for it. It was a thrifty store find. I don't know if I'm getting any cracks in this. Yeah, there's some cracks in it. They're very small. Yeah, I got some tiny, tiny little cracks. Oh. Brovetto. I think that's, yes, that's it. Brovetto. It's expensive, okay? The 2 dogs pills were, because Bernie weighs a lot less than Amelia, were about $45. But divide that by 3 months. That's 3 months of coverage for the $45 per dog, not together, but per dog. So, you know, and to keep the fleas off, it's really important because the fleas are where they get heartworms, and both of our dogs ended up getting heartworms. So now I'm really diligent about their heartworm meds and the flea control and on the dogs. The cats, I've never had a problem with the cats getting really sick from any of it. Of course, we've had indoor cats. The cats before these 3 here were indoor cats, and then Greg's cats are indoors. Yeah, I'm going to see if I'm really tempted to just try to find a different vet because I don't know. I wish I could find a vet like we have down there because he does his office like a clinic. It's a clinic, and you can just go in. And if you're one of the first ones in, you can get in and out in no time. So I'm always there at 8:30 when they open the doors. The vet doesn't show up till 9 o'clock, but you can get checked in at 8:30. And then when the vet comes in, the technician's already drawn blood and everything, and the vet can come in and check them out. And I'm out of there by like 9:15. But this vet up here, you have to set an appointment, and I need one more carrier, and then I can take all 3 cats at the same time. And this is why I'm thinking, if I take them all at once, can I have one office charge, to save me some money? Because 3 cats for shots and checkups and all of that adds up. All right, he jumped down. I'm going to hit this with the heat now because it is showing cracks. We'll see what happens. And then we'll just start decorating this little guy. The pink heart's going to take a while. We might skip and do something else. Let that heart dry. Maybe we can do a cover for our paper bag journal. I'm going to do 6 months at a time in mine because mine's so fat. Go ahead and turn the glue gun on now so it can be heating. Let's see if we can get this off without messing up the paint. When you first give the Brovetto, Janet, the fleas will make the dogs scratch extra, but it's because they're dying. And it's amazing, within like 30 minutes, all the fleas and ticks are dead. And it's just a chewable tablet. I've never had any problems giving it to the dogs. They've never had any reaction to it. And it's instant relief from the fleas for them. So ask your vet about it. See, that was this vet up here. I don't know if he's heard of it or not because he doesn't have it on his, you know how they have the wall of stuff. I might have to go. There's a lady that has an office, a lady vet down there. I might check into her and see if she has a Brevetco in office. If not, I guess you could see if they'd write you a prescription for it and then go on to the online and order it. I don't know. It just seems so dark in here. See, now I'm getting a reflection from the light. There we go. Aw. Okay. So now we need to, I generally do the lace next. So this is so tiny. We need some tiny, tiny, tiny lace. I have a lot more lace. I just don't want to go drag it out. I think I'll use that one. This is just some lace I got in a grab bag from the thrift store. I could have also turned this in, you know, glue fiber fill fabric covered thing to the top, make a little pin cushion, and then you could put needles on the inside. If you have somebody in your family that sews, that could be an option. But I'm going to just put this on here. This is kind of stained, but I think it just adds to the antique-y look to it. And I'm debating whether to use hot glue or fabric tack. I don't know how much fabric tack. Oh, okay. Rest well, Mary. I'll post pictures of the finished boxes when I get them finished. If you're in the group, you'll see them. If not, I'll have to share them in another video, I guess. You're okay, buddy. See, I don't think I have enough fabric tack here to do anything. This one says it works on paper and fabric. I got this at, what's it called? This is, honey, I can't hold you right now, baby. Sorry. This one's not been opened, and I don't want to open another one. Ooh, almost stepped on Tippy's tail. Almost stepped on Tippy's tail. Don't try to kill me. Don't get bonus points for me. Hi, buddy. I'm looking for something, buddy. Oh! Sorry, bud. Didn't mean to throw that at you. There we go. No, don't get in there. Awesome sauce. Not. That's never good. Especially when it's the expensive glues. I was wondering why it wouldn't come out. This is that 3-in-1 glue. It's all globbed out. It kind of ticks me off. Well, And this looks like it was kind of open too. Just $6 a bottle, and that stupid stuff is all over the place. Let's see if there's any left in here. Yeah, there is. Oh, what I hate about this glue. It just keeps on coming out. Now I'm going to get it all over my fingers. Sorry, I can't look right this minute. I'm making a mess. I'm going to end up gluing everything to me. Well, it's not good. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I got the dogs and the cats at the other house all done with their checkups and shots and everything, but I haven't gotten these 3 in yet. And I really need to get, if those other 2 are going to keep hanging around, of course they will since I'm feeding them. I need to get them, neutered and their shots. Scott says we're running a cattery. Oh, man. You guys, I got glitter from one end to the, not glitter, but glue. It's worse than glitter. It won't let go. Hi, Linda T. Oh, man. All right. I wanted to try to use that glue up because it'll just keep oozing out. Wonder what luck I'm going to have cleaning up the excess so it doesn't. Now it's all gone back down because I said it was going to. Tippy's my little love bug kitty. He kind of sticks with me. He's not been liking the heat much either. Howie will be all out there in the yard. He looks like he's dead laying there. He's barely breathing, real shallow breaths, trying to handle the heat. Tippy wants in where he can lay under the fan. Ow, Tippy, that's me. You got me. I see that. That hurt. Little demon. I'm afraid that glue is going to stay sticky and glue the lid onto the box. All right, well, we'll let that set where it can't glue to anything. Oh, Linda, I would take a nice cool breeze right now. All right. Yeah, it wasn't this stuff that was leaking. It was this $6 bottle of 3-in-1. I love this trim. I get it at Hobby Lobby. I might just use hot glue on this. See, I like to store these upside down because it takes forever for the glue to come down to the tip. But then they do that where it pushes out past the little stopper thing, and then you end up with that huge glob of a mess of waste. I don't care for that weird glob on there. And if you get, if you watch Hobby Lobby, they put this stuff on sale. And see, it'll fit perfect along the bottom edge around here. I got this at Hobby Lobby. It's on the little spools. Ooh, honey, come here. Are you hungry? Let me go feed him. He might. Come on. You hungry? Okay, I got him eating, so maybe he'll leave us alone now for just a little while, and then he'll want to go outside. All right. Hi, Rose. I was going to show Dawn. It's the trim that you get in their trim section that's got the brown label, decorative trim. I bought this purple for Halloween. But you can get all kinds of trim. But if you watch their ad, it's like 1 week they'll do the spools of trim, and then the next week they'll do the by the yard trim. And the by the yard trim is always really expensive. You get like, let me see. On these spools, this gold is 8 yards. You don't get 8 yards of the pearls, but I don't have the spool for these because this is all I've got left. We'll start this back here. Well, and I don't know how people run a great big long piece of, I don't know how y'all do it, where you run a whole bunch of glue and then lay it down, because by the time I get something straightened out and go to glue it on, the glue is all cooled off and it won't do anything. So I just do little sections and set it down. I don't like that big glob of glue on there. And this is a Teflon baking sheet, so the glue globs will pop right off. I just thought it would be fun to do a couple little things that I could set aside in my gift trove. You know, sometimes when you need just an impromptu gift for some reason or another, I like to have some things made up where I don't have to rush to make something. These would make cute little gift boxes for earrings or a necklace. I ought to make some jewelry up too. I just jump from one craft to another because I think that's why I did so good in retail, because every day was something different. You know, you were doing something different every day. So some days I'll sew, some days I'll quilt, some days I'll do something like this, some days it's art journaling. I can't just do the same single thing all the time because I get bored, if that makes sense. I bought plants and I keep forgetting to buy dirt. If it's not totally dark when I get done here, I might drive over to TR and pick up some dirt at Walmart. Maybe get a hamburger out somewhere. I haven't eaten supper yet. I usually try to eat before 7 p.m. so that I can check my blood sugar right before I go to sleep. Okay, I'm going to cut this off right there. Tippy, don't stick your nails in my back right now, okay? Do you need to go outside? You want to go outside? I opened the door to let him out, and the other two will come in. That's what's bad. It's like herding cats, as Scott calls it. Okay, so I can take the heat gun and burn those off. Make sure this is not sticky anymore. Right. I should have come up higher. I did fine there, but then it dropped down. Let's see. I wonder if I've got some tiny pearls that I could just put along the bottom and the top of the lid. Buddy, leave that alone. Come on. Come on. Come on. You want to go outside? You want to go outside? Okay. Hi, Howard. Hi, Kelly. All right. Everybody's in. Oh, honey, that's sleepy. Whose anniversary? Hi, Tanya. Is it your anniversary? I missed that. Might end up taking him to the vet tomorrow if I can get in. Okay. That leg is swollen. All right. I really need to look in my box, buddy. I need to look to see if I've got pearls in there. You're making it hard to move, bud. He says, I know, I don't care. No, 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 no. Ow, ow, ow. You gonna get up and leave? Okay. Oh, look. That's just exactly what I was looking for. Next, he'll start poking around in that box. All right, let's see if I can. Oh, don't tell me it glued down. There we go. So, let's see what luck I have getting these on here. Oh, okay. Enjoy your pizza. think this tiny pearls I actually got from Scrimpin' Mommy a long while back. Is she still doing her lace shop, or is she just strictly Stampin' Up now? I haven't watched her videos in a little bit. I'm going to have to move that blind thing because he won't leave alone. No. Sorry, bud. No. You can't chew on the blind hanger thing. Tippy, you're going to get a middle name if you don't quit. You know how your mother always calls you by all three names when you're like in trouble? Tippy's on the verge of getting a middle name. I knew when Adora was said out loud, man, I was in trouble. Hey, chill out, buddy. Hopefully I'll have enough of this tiny stuff to go around twice so I can do at the top and at the bottom of this. Oh, now he's playing, so he must be feeling fine. He will scare Howie. I'll look up here in just a second. I don't want to burn my fingers is why I'm concentrating. I could probably cut that pearl off. That's okay. We're going to leave it. Okay. Hi! Marsha's in the house. I didn't see you sneak in. Did you know a tortilla has more carbs in it than a piece of bread? Everybody says they're going to have a wrap to cut carbs. They actually have more carbs than a slice of bread. Scott and I have been reading labels. We don't eat bread anymore. We don't buy bread, put it that way. If we're out of it, out and we get a sandwich out, I mean, you're going to have bread with that, but we don't buy like loaves of bread anymore. Felt bad for Gregory. He called me earlier and he said, I had mixed up my egg mixture and I went to get the bread to make French toast and it was all moldy. And I said, well, maybe you need to store your bread in the refrigerator since you're not eating it fast enough. What would be really pretty is if I had a pretty lady I could punch out with my circle punch and glue that image down in the top and then maybe put one more row of pearls around her. But I don't think I have any like Victorian images printed off. Just a minute, guys. You felines have horrible timing. Callie's putting herself to sleep in the chair next to me. Tippy's sleeping on the floor or laying on the floor. And Howie's up to no good. He's probably in my craft closet, climbing over top of stuff because I left the door open. Ow. These 3 cats. They can get kind of crazy at bedtime. This box is not even, so that's not helping me to stay even. I keep getting messages from YouTube. I guess I need to take the time to read them. You know, in the little message from them about, I don't know what it's about. I haven't taken the time to read it. I think it's about the fact that they're going to shut down the private messaging through them. You have to go to each person's individual page and look at their contact email, which mine's on my about page. I think that's in July that's going to end. I wonder what they're made of, Dawn. Certainly not a corn tortilla. I haven't been in a Sam's Club since they first opened a long time ago, like in the 80s. I guess because we try to buy fresh now whenever possible, and since we're not eating a bunch of processed foods, it wouldn't benefit us to pay the cost to go there, I don't think. I had thought about maybe getting a membership just so I could buy gas cheaper, but we watch, and there's a couple gas stations that take turns being the lowest. We just have to, when we drive by them, we check the price so we know what it is that week, because they change every week. All right, so yeah, there we go. Hopefully I'm not gluing them shut. So there's that little box. You can tell where I wasn't even on that. It's driving me crazy, but if I give it to a little girl, she won't care. It's just driving me crazy. Because it looks even at the bottom, but I should have been more focused on keeping it even at the top. That's all right. So let's go back to this over here and cut that back off. Whew. Has this started to crack at all? Let's see if we can heat it. If it does nothing, it does nothing, and I'll have a pink box, right? Because it feels dry, but there's just no cracking. Oh, cool. See, like I said, I haven't been in there in years. I got one cat next to me. One cat's about 6 feet from me, and the other one's by the front door. I'm not going to do this part, but I am going to do this outer edge simply because it's visible. What you crying about, Howard? First time the lady across the street that took care of him when we were gone for a week heard me call him Howard. She said, "Is that cat's name Howard?" It's like, yeah, that's Howard. He's the big baby. The biggest cat, the biggest baby. You're not? I'm putting this on kind of thick because I want to see if I can get some better cracks. I might have to just let this dry and then come back to it later. Oh my goodness, you'd think I was killing him. Oh, hang on. You guys want to go out? Out now. Come on. I can't hold you right now, Howard. I'm busy. I'll come out a little bit. Oh, wow. Sunset's pretty. If I wasn't afraid of getting hit, I would go and park near the dam and walk and try to get a picture of the sunset on the lake down there. But Saluda Dam Road is just too busy. I'm afraid I'd get hit. Oh, well, I put it together, the heat gun holder here, but I'm just going to leave it to just age gracefully because, you know, it with it being for the heat gun. Oh, man, that camera's acting crazy. Stop. Why is it doing that? Stop. Anyhow, with it being for the heat gun, I'm sure it'll get paint on it and everything else. The brush on this bottle is falling apart too. I don't know how long whoever owned these had them before they donated them to Goodwill. I'm putting this on thick because I want big cracks where it's on the side here. Tippy, honey, stop. You had your opportunity to go outside just a second ago. I'm just going to leave this on this Teflon mat and let it dry. I'll just set it off to the side. We'll do something else. What on earth? Stop, Tippy. He's acting like a toddler that's not getting enough attention. Being kind of obnoxious. You're being naughty. Oh, this has got a big glob of paint. that edge. I could probably scrape that off. We'll see what happens. Tippy. Well, we'll see what happens. Oh, you guys, he's being so bad. Stop, buddy. Come on, have fun with the chair. All right. I'm going to put this glue away. See, that's already oozing out. It's stuck in there now. All right. So we're going to call the little blue box is complete as far as I'm going to do it. And then the pink box, I'm just going to let it dry slowly. And we'll go from there. I'm going to put the lid on that, you little monster. Why are you being so naughty? Is it because I'm busy? Huh? Why are you being a naughty boy? All right, that's just set off to the side there. I'm going to have to scrub this table later. All right. So, I wish I had written down the full length of paper I did to make this. But I glued 2 pieces of 12 by 12 paper together, just about overlapping 3/4 of an inch, I think is what I did. And so if you look up Laura Dennison's Hidden Hinges, that's what this is. And I will cut a piece of chipboard that's as wide as it is back there for the back. And then the covers will be slightly bigger than my paper bags. So if you look at her video, she tells you how much to leave on the either end to attach to your covers. I left 3 inches. So from one end of the paper, I marked 3 inches, and then I just marked every 3/4 of an inch all the way across until I had 6 hinges for 6 months. And then I left another 3 inches on this end. So you have to have a 3/4 at the beginning, then all your tabs with 3/4 in between when you fold them up. If you look at her video, she shows you how to do that. That's how I did this here. And now you make the cover. What time is it now? It's already 8:44. Do we want to make the cover tonight, you guys? Because I can pull out chipboard. Oh my goodness. Callie's just watching Tippy freaking out. Tippy, come here. Linda says she's game. All right, so I can't show you how to do these because she's got copyright things on there of her plan here. So we're not going to do this part of it, but leave 3 inches, 3 inches, and then mark every 3/4 of an inch so that when you fold your accordion and you tape these together like she shows you, you'll have 3/4 inch tabs stick up to put your bags on, and you'll attach your bag you left open on here. So I guess I will measure this and find out how big of a chipboard we need for our back cover, and then we'll just put tape all over the back of this and glue that down to the cover. Let's see. Got some chipboard. Hang on. Get a couple. Kind of hoping. Scott gave me some bonded leather. Problem is, I don't know if what I have here is going to be big enough, but we'll get to that in a minute. So I need to know, this is from here to there. I need to make the binding piece. Let's see if I can get that to lay down so I can make sure I'm getting this right. 5 1/4. And I'm pretty sure by, really needs to be bigger than 12, but my paper is not going to be bigger than 12, is it? Oh, it is slightly. So I'll just leave it the height that it is, which is probably about 12 1/4 inch. So that'll work out good. So I just need to cut this piece my width, the 5 1/4. So I'll cut this piece at 5 1/4. Remove the heat gun and the glue gun. Do you guys want to go outside, please? Won't you go outside and play? Go play for a little bit. There's one. Go with her. Go play. I'm trying to get them out because they're driving me nuts. Go play, honey. Tippy, go play. He's like, I don't want to. So I'm going to cut I'm going to write on this what I'm cutting. This is with pencil. This needs to be 12 1/4 by 5 1/4 inches. So we'll cut this at 5 1/4. And I hope my other pieces of chipboard I have are slightly bigger too. That piece I'll set aside for something else. Is this going to be big enough? Yeah. All right, so now we need one of our envelopes. not our envelopes, our, here's my January bag. So I might take that off. It's just falling off anyway. The covers need to be slightly bigger than 6. So I'm thinking I'm going to cut my covers at 6 3/8. 6 3/8 by the 12 1/4. And I need 2 of those. Six 3/8. Ah, this is going to be the problem. So 1, 2. So somewhere. I guess I'll do it like it's going to be as close to 6 3/8 as I can get. This chipboard's pretty sturdy. It's not very smooth, but it won't matter when we get done. And then I'm just going to make sure they're the same size. That doesn't look straight. Yes, it is. I hadn't thought about this when I was thinking this up. I'm thinking now, how am I going to bind this? I should have cut my bag shorter. You want to leave about the width of your chipboard space between your cover and your back. So generally I would put this in there when I'm adhering these down, so you have that little bracket right there, or not bracket, but space. Let me peek and see if he's slipped out, and I'll close the door. I'm going to close the door, guys. All right. Callie's sitting in the potted plant out there. So now you want to get a way to hold all your pieces together. And usually what you do is have cardstock. But I don't think this is going to be tall enough. Let me get a piece off of here, or long enough. Maybe it'll be long enough. This is the bonded leather. It's a cream color. I'm just not going to have any to fold over at all. I'm going to have to move this box. I need this space. Hang on. So I've learned something I should have done is made my bags slightly smaller so my book would be smaller. than what I have, so that I can have paper or whatever fit over the cover that I'm making. So I got the bonded leather here. And I don't have any Yes paste here. And Yes paste, if you all have ever used it, I know Shannon Green has. Yes paste is actually used by bookbinders to bind and cover books. Look at that. It's going to work. It's going to work. I can use my bonded leather. So if you haven't started this project, you might want to think about the width of the paper you have available for your covers, so that you'll have something to turn over to the inside so that your edges are covered with your binding cover. In fact, I might just come out here and glue this down just like that. Do that. Let me see, what do I have? I wish I had the Yes paste here. We have some, but it's at the other house. I'm thinking I might just use regular turbo tacky glue and see how it does. I'm recycling some. Did the pink crackle? Not as yet. It's only got some little fine cracks in some of it. This side's starting to crack good where it's thick, but I'm going to leave it dry and we'll finish this another day. We'll revisit that. I'm thinking I'm just going to let that ooze on out there. I'm going to get my Bondo spreaders. Well, this has got paint all over it, so, but we'll see. What I like about the paste, the Yes paste, is you can have some work time. But I'll use tacky glue and see how it holds. I mean, this is only a journal page. We'll see how it does. These Bondo spreaders get this glue nice and even. Okay, it's starting to get a little less tacky than I want. And we'll just try to get this on here as even as I can. Scott used to sell bonded leathers for antique radio recovering purposes. So he's got all this bonded leather. He said I could have any of it I wanted. And I said, well, I like that cream color. So he gave it to me. And I made a journal once and sent it to Australia Man, that was expensive to mail to Australia. Okay. All right. Teresa's in the house. Hi, Mary. Kathy's back. Eva. Okay. So I'm going to spread this out, maybe. Oh, would help if you took the lid off, wouldn't it? Anyway, there we go. Finally got all 3 crazy cats outside. They're sitting, watching the sunset. I need to try to get a picture of Callie in the flower pot, though. She's decided that's her flower pot of dirt. I took too long planting flowers back in it, so now it's the cat's pot. Now, I'm wondering now if I'm going to be able to. Oops. Let's see if I can get a scrap over here. So I have space in here. Plop this down next to it. Come on, let go. Alright, now we'll spread some glue on this one. Glue it down the same way, and then I'll trim the excess away. And we'll round it over, and the cover will be put together, and then we'll glue our binding in and cover the insides of the covers. And then I'll have to unload all of those paper bags I've already done. And or as unloaded as I can get for each month. And we'll attach them in, and the book will be done. At least the first 6 months. I need to get photos printed so I could add them to the journal. I told Scott he ought to, some of that bonded leather, we ought to package it up and sell some of it to some other crafters so we can get it out of our way. Some of it he's got bolts of bonded leather left. I don't know what he was charging. That's what we ought to do, is have a sale on it or something. Okay. Oh, this is wider. Ooh. Okay. And the reason I'm putting the cardboard in here is to give these boards room to move a little bit so that the fabric, the material I'm using as a cover doesn't bind up. Now, hopefully I've got it straight enough that I can round it over a little bit. Okay, I'm going to turn it over. Let's glue off here. Let me see. Any questions? What exactly is bonded leather? It's leather that is bonded to another substrate. It's what's on most books, older, books. So there's like a thin layer of leather atop this like cork-like stuff. I'm going to get the brayer and just kind of brayer over this real quick. But you can use painty papers, anything that you have that you want to cover your book with, use it. You don't have to have bonded leather or whatever. I just have this because Scott had it and gave it to me. Wish I had a pair of scissors that had big old long blades on it for stuff like this. And this here is just recycled chipboard off from like paper pads. This, I can't tell you what that stuff is, but it feels and it acts like cork, but I don't think that's what it is. I might have to let this dry before I can work it much anymore. I don't have very many clips here. I usually use office clips to hold these over the edge. And this would come up. There. And then these, you just want to have them fold at 90 degrees. You don't even have to have them come all the way over, just at 90 degrees, because your pages will go in here. Hi, Philda. Hi, Rose. Have a good one, Kathy. Hope it's a good show. Scott never wants to watch shows with me, so you're lucky to have someone to sit and watch something with. He's not a big sit and watch shows. He likes to read a lot. He's a big reader. I like to read, but I have a hard time reading. I always have. I fall asleep. I don't know if it's the angle of how I'm sitting or the problem with my neck. I don't know, but I fall asleep. All right. I don't know how perfect this is going to be, but let's see how many clips I've got laying about here. So far, none. There we go. I finally found the drawer with the clips. So I think I'll do the long edge first. This is probably more glue than I need. I'm getting very gluey tonight. So if I can remember, I will put the link to Laura Dennison's Hidden Hinges again. So you can go and see how she does this for the hinges. And like I said, I left 3 inches at the front flap, and then each of my things that bags attach is at 3/4 of an inch. I wanted to have a nice big piece to stick in the side of the bag so that the pages wouldn't fall out. I didn't want to, you know, be short. I don't have a lot of these, so we'll just kind of put 4 on that side, and we'll turn it, and we'll do this other side, and then we'll do the short ends and move some clips around. This, I didn't leave very much to turn to the inside. I'm absolutely tickled that this is wide enough to do a cover. Carehart here. I didn't see her sneak in. Everybody's bebopping in and out tonight. Rose, I'm sorry you're having a bad day with your eyes. I was just saying earlier that Scott and I both, I think, need new glasses. So I haven't called and made our appointments yet. So I need to do that. Monday, I was just flat out exhausted from the work we did Sunday. Mowing that lawn out in that heat was, oh my God, I thought I was going to die. I was so glad Scott helped me. He got on the riding lawnmower. And so what I did is I went around and I mowed the sections, you know, that were tied up against flower beds and things like that. And then he ran the riding lawnmower in the straightaways. And when we were down there, we discovered that the lady that lived right behind us, Liz, she moved out. So her house is empty and it's got somebody in there fixing it up. I bet it was the young man that approached us that offered us a ridiculous price for our house that we've been in for a number of years. And we basically we wouldn't make any money off from it from the time we bought it. And we said, no. We'll just hang tight. We'll do what we can as we can. And you know, if we have to go back down there and finish it up before we can retire to wherever we want to retire to, so be it. All right, I've got 3 little guys and then some kilt pins. We got to come up with a project for the kilt pins. I don't know, or skirt pins or whatever you want to call them. All right, so let's see here. I should have come back just a little bit more, so there would have been a little piece of that I could push down in and cover that point. I don't know if I have any corner, those corner bracket things that I could slide over the ends or not. I might have to go buy some somewhere. Making a mess, plain and glue. Let's see, how do you do it? Trying to get the glue off so I don't get it anywhere. Okay. See, that's what I needed to happen on the other one, is have a little piece that you can fold down flat, and that covers your little point better. I'm going to be scraping glue off the table half the night. It's Laura Dennison. Following the Paper Trail, I think, is her channel. And this is her method of binding. And these covers, people have been making covers like this for ages. I don't know who came up with making your covers. You know, book pages have been made for centuries. So, but she's got where she's put a copyright on her hinge system. So, or patent. She's got a patent on the hinge system. Now, I do want to reinforce here. So all I use usually is duct tape, and I think I've got some. It's going to be hidden anyway, but if you put it on, it kind of supports this groove in here. So I'm just going to use a little piece of it on either side if I can remember what I did with it. Oh, I hope I have enough. There's not much left here. And this is just some decorative duct tape that I had. All right, I'm not even going to worry that if it goes all the way down to the edge, because I don't have very much left. Just try to center it. And I have to work it into that groove. Now, I would have liked it to be a little smoother there. That's all right. Pull that off. And this is just to stabilize it over time of opening and closing. I've seen people, Danina, she uses the mailing envelopes. What's it called? Something R. It's not Mylar. Oh, you wrap houses in it. I can't remember what it's called. If somebody can remember, put it in the chat. It's so hefty duty. Yeah, Laura Dennison. That's it. She's got another name now too. Laura Dennison something. Tyvek. Yes, that's what I'm thinking. If you look for what is this called? The hidden hinge is what it's actually called, by Laura Dennison. And you'll get, I think she has a couple videos. Okay. So that's just in there to give it some extra support. And usually I would just let this dry for a while. You can see where I was able to get a little extra to push down flat before I folded this one in. How covered that corner is and how this one's got like a little place. That was my own fault. I didn't leave enough space. You got to leave it where there's a little extra material to fold down. So when you make yours, if you make yours, leave some space. And I just work this a little bit to a 90-degree angle, because you don't have to have it go over all the way, because books don't go over all the way. If they do, they're binding and their covers are broken. Okay. Just kind of working it gently so I don't get it totally unglued. So, see how fat my book's going to be? Hidden hinge. And you can decorate your cover any way you want. I might put some way to hold it closed. We'll see what happens when we get the pages in. But I think it's going to be huge. That's why I said I'm not going to do this all as just one big book, because it'd be double this thickness. It'd be like Cindy's great big book she has. Oh, I can't remember what she calls it. It's got a name. Thanks, Tanya. Tyvek. Mary Hill. There's Mary Hill. All right, so then we've got the hinge system. And that'll go here in the middle. We'll glue all that down. And then we'll just cover this rectangle here and call her done. except we got to add our pages. I might have come over too far, but I'm going to put this down with the white tape and hope it does. Let me get, I've actually got, some of the wider tape. I'm going to move this stuff. This book is going to be crazy. I don't know what I was thinking. I thought it would be cool. That's what I was thinking. Large Marge. That's it. That's it. This is going to be large something. So just set this aside for just a sec. We'll put tape on the back of this. This wider tape doesn't tear as easy as the thin tape. Trouble with the stack the deck one because I have trouble getting it all centered. I just find this one so much easier. Maybe I can get these all in, all the bags in here before the cats want back in, so that I can have my stuff pulled out of each one and just have it in piles on the floor instead of having to put everything in a bag. I was thinking I'd have to put everything in a separate little bag for each month while I work on this, because they're curiosity, you know, cats. All right. I'm not going to worry about gluing down the larger flaps. I just got the tape on there. I'm going to work at getting the back of it down first. Yeah, Laura Dennison has some really good album ideas. I also like to watch, if you like to make albums, I like to watch Ginger at My Sister Scrapper. All right, let's see if I can get this in here without messing it up too badly. I'm going to try to center this so that my end piece is where this end piece is, and so on. Got to get it centered on the cover too. So there's about as much showing up here as there is down here. And I think what I will do, let me get a pokey tool of some sort. Let's see here if I can do this without messing this up. I'm going to start by pulling this, well, it's wiggling around. Let's see. I'll get it all centered again and then watch it shift. Trying to line up the two folds is what I'm trying to do here. We'll see how good I get it. I think that did not come all the way off. It did not. Sorry guys, not watching the chat at the moment. Let's see here. All right, so I got one section of it, so it's not going to move on me now. Oh, okay, Rose. All right. I'm just going to peel these off one at a time and hope they lay down nice and smooth like I envision. I got it a little too far down on here because there's more exposed up here than there is down here, but there's no going back now. You can't really lift this super tape once it's going down, so we're going to be good with it. I'm fine with it. That'll give me a little extra room for the tags and stuff at the top, right? That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right. So now we just got to do the big flaps, and this will be glued in. Then you need to decide, do you want to use painty papers to put a rectangle or painty papers, or do you just want to put some more of this cardstock on here? It's entirely up to you. Your book. And see that the addition of the duct tape just gives you stability, and you're not going to see it at all. This cardboard's not liking the tacky glue. That's why I wish I had the Yes Paste glue up here, because it doesn't make it curl like this. It'll be all right. It's just a journal. Quit getting hung up on it, Bet. So my stepdad was posting these pictures of this cake done up. I don't think they're watching tonight because they're in West Virginia. But he was joking that he wanted a money cake, you know, like a diaper cake. He wanted a money cake. Well, in my stash at the other house, I had wrapping paper with $100 bills on it. So I'm going to buy him something and wrap it in money. He didn't say it had to be real money, did he? Thank you, Janet. Now the real job comes trying to get all of your bags attached onto the, what are these called? Oh, I don't know what they're called. Hinges, I guess. Man, this is one big book. Cindy's large Marge has a cousin. All right. So now we got the book. Now we got to put pages in it. Now, how do I want to put the pages in? With the tape? I mean, that's generally what they do, is they use the tape, right? Yeah. Big Betty. There's Big Betty, Large Marge, Dawn at Let's Make a Mess. She calls hers Fatty Patty, I think. All right. I might start with my June because there's nothing in it yet. I haven't done the thing in my June envelope or bag. Let's see. I still haven't made the tag. I haven't covered the tag. Whoa. I haven't covered the tag for it even. I'm going to go grab some Ziploc bags. I'll be right back. I just want to keep everything separate for each month. I have one tray available. The other tray has stuff on it. Oh, you guys, I was watching Cindy Utter today on her video of her letter. No, what was it called? She painted the page and she put words on it. And I have a basket slam full of stickers. So I'm thinking of making maybe just some little journals and call them painted words. That was it. But I was thinking of doing some little journals and do painted pages and then put stickers on them to try to use my stickers up. I have so many stickers. Some were gifted to me. Some I bought on deep clearance. So I'm thinking that could be fun. All right, I'm just going to leave this here. Here's my January. I'm going to take everything out of the pocket. Take the tag out of the top. I want to make it as easy to... Okay, Mary's glued down there. This is the one I did the most in. All right, so I want to take this washi tape off because it's not sticking. It's just irritating me. Now watch it stick because I want to take it back off. Yeah. Oh, well. The reason I had it on there was this bag had accidentally gotten cut a little bit. But we're going to glue this in here or tape it in here. Let's try the tape and see how I do. I'm going to come back and put a rectangular piece of something here. So I'm just going to put some of my sticky tape on here. I hope this is strong enough to hold these bags with all their weight in here. I will be so glad to get these attached to pages. Do you know how hard it is to manage these bags with 3 cats in the house and have them put somewhere? Now they'll be in their own book. I'm just running my tape down each of these little thingamabobs here. Yeah, and this is where I put the 2 pieces of paper together, and I made one go up inside this other one. So there's actually, on this particular tab, there's 3 pieces inside the sandwich. I don't know if that makes sense or not, because I've got some folded up, and then the other piece goes up and over the other one to hold the 2 pieces of cardstock together. That's why that one's so much more stiff than the other hinges in here. But I did have to put 2 pieces of, I got to look back at my videos and find out who sent the little angel and when, because she keeps escaping. She keeps escaping her page. I might ought to put her on a paper clip, huh? And then I could paper clip her in. I'm trying to think, how could I put a paper clip back here? Maybe glue her head and then put a little circle of something behind her head. I don't know. I got to think how I'm going to put her in there. She won't behave. This ought to be fun, trying to get these all in here. We'll see. I'd like to go back and print pictures from each month, some of my favorite pictures, and add them in, because I take a lot of pictures. My blog is just getting neglected. I was keeping a blog for years before I found YouTube, and then once I got on YouTube, my blog has kind of suffered. It's just not. I used to read blogs every day and write on mine, and it was very therapeutic, and then I just kind of abandoned it when I started working crazy 70-hour weeks. A bobby pin. Monstrous Marvin. Kind of like that. But y'all are going to have your own Monstrous Marvins. Of course, Mary says she's going to include hers in her Society for Idea Collectors, which I think Mary's Society for Idea Collectors book is going to need its own name too. I think it's going to be a Monstrous Marvin. All right. We'll move the little angel over. I'm only going to pull tape off partway on one side, I think. And you want to make sure you don't get your bag on so far that this can't move. So I'm just going to take this. Wish me luck. Let's give it a try here. This is for January. Just going to fold this back a little bit. Let's see if we can get this on here. Uh-oh. Oh, I know what it is. Wish I'd noticed that before. You have to cut this at a deeper angle because of the gusset in the bag. I'm going to cut this way back here. These don't have to be precise because they're going to be hidden inside the bag. But I forgot that the gusset at the bottom of the bag was going to need this cut back some. There we go. Let's try again. I am making a mess. Scott's going to say, what on earth were you doing? Okay. Give her a go here. One of the children's at the door. All right. All right. Let's see what I'm... Pull the tape away and see if we can get this side hooked down. Woo! I think it worked. Okay. I'm going to get this off part way. Maybe. All right. I'm going to fold this down. Okay. I'm going to fold this up. And you want to do this so that it's up and down, because if you try to fold it over and then attach it, the sides of the bags are going to be off. So it'll not, like, this side will pull away from where you've adhered it down. I don't know if I'm explaining that right or not. But see, when you push it back or this way, if you had pushed over this way, it would have pulled this bag over and adhered it too far over in that opposite direction. So then when you came back up, you'd have a binding pouched out bag, if that makes sense. I hope that made sense. So now I need to deal with that place where my bag is ripped, and I can do that by adding maybe a decorative strip of paper or something along there, because this bag was kind of warped to begin with. So the front of the bag was kind of toward the back. I'll come up with a way to fix that so that torn place isn't there. So I can put these back in here. And I'll put my tag back in at the top. Oh, yeah, I made broccoli bacon bombs in January. They were okay. They weren't something I'm going to make again. Definitely because we're not eating bread anymore. I miss bread. I love bread. But my blood glucose doesn't like bread. All right. Why are you not going back down in? Oh, there's another piece of paper in there. That's why. I forgot I had where we went to. Oh, I forgot I'd done that. I need to print off the pattern for my Christmas round robin for June and put it in here. See, that's what's fun about doing a journal like this. Is the stuff you tuck in it. Then you'll go back and say, oh, I forgot I did that. That was cool. All right, so now February. February didn't have a lot in it. March had a ton of stuff, and I'm not going to be able to reload it right away. All right, so, yeah, February is the one I planned on including a lot of pictures because I put that waterfall in there. So we'll pull this off. Up. Okay, the bag, you've got your flap, okay? Then when you turn your page, you've got your pocket at the back, all right? So when you're on the flap side, you have your open side of your bag where you don't have anything here. This is where you're going to put your hinge piece. So the front side of the bag will be on the front side of your tab, and the back side of the bag will be at the back side of the tab. Does that make sense? It's called a hidden hinge because we're hiding it inside our bag. And this is an idea by Laura Dennison. She came up with this method of hinging like this. And I like to put them in at a 90-degree. And then I just, when I'm looking at it, I make sure the edge of this bag is not going to interfere with the movement of the hinge. Just like we did when we put our flap on. We want to leave this back a little bit. And then I'm going to stick that down where I pulled the tape away. And then I've got the tape here. And I'm just going to slowly pull it down, because if you pull too fast, it has a tendency of tearing. And then you just stick that side down. Then we got to just come over here and get the tape started. And then put it back at the 90-degree angle so that your bag is even. I didn't really pull much out of this to put it in here. All right, so I'm just going to pull that away a little bit, come back up. I want to get that where I can get a hold of it before I come back up. There we go. And then when you're back at the 90-degree, press your bag against the stickum. And then slowly peel your paper away. And that way, you have attached your bag on both sides of this. Hi, Liz. Yeah, you won't see the hinges at all now. See, it's inside the bag. If you wanted to, these places where I've left this here, you could put like a 1/2-inch piece of decorative paper in between. I'm not going to bother with that, because by the time I get all of my pages in here and they're big and fat and all, that was another thing I should have been paying attention. You want to make sure your bags are all at the same height, because I've got mine off a little bit. It's not horribly bad, but I wanted them to kind of be even, but it's okay. I'll work with it. It's a handmade journal, for crying out loud. I'm not going to knock myself out for having it off a little bit, even though it will irritate me, because that's just how I am. I always see my own flaws. When nobody else can see them, I know they're there. Okay, so these go in here. I am not going to reload my March envelope, because I'll never be able to get my April, May, and June in here. Somebody's knocking at the door. Hang on. Come on, baby. You want to come in? Tippy. Tippy. There's a huge beetle on the screen. It's kind of creepy looking. He decided he doesn't want to come in. He's like, you want me too badly. Okay, this is my March goodness. March goodness of just a ton of wonderful goodies for my birthday. I had that clipped in and this poked in. I think that's when the angel arrived too, was on my birthday month. And then I got this wonderful bit here. There we go. The tag. This is from Dawn's Crafty Room. And then I got Mary's little fibers from her coin. All right, I think that's thin enough that I can get it back in here. The rest of that stuff I'm going to leave on the tray. All right, so you want your flap to go toward the front of your book. Your pocket is at the back of your page. So you'll adhere the front of the page first. I gotta pull Mary's coin out, because that's going to get stuck in the tape. So we'll set that aside. And I'm going to try to make sure I'm even with the page before this one. I'm not going to worry about trying to match up with January now. I'll just do my best. to get this on there. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think. Okay. And then over here. Oops. Okay. These little tabs are hard to get a hold of once you start getting a bunch of pages in. It would probably be easier to just create the book, you know, just do your binding and just put your blank pages in and then decorate the pages. But I think we've had fun decorating a page each month, and I think we can make this work. Don't y'all? I just think this is going to be an awesome keepsake. There we go. That first one that I painted, it's a little bit harder to deal with. I think the paint added to it too. So my March envelope, put all that stuff back in it, man. It's gonna, I keep calling them envelopes. They're not envelopes. Yeah, the page a month, I think, has just been a lot of fun. All right. Oh, this one's packed too because I got things from Kathy in here, and I've got, let's see, where can I put? Well, my May and June don't have anything in them much. I need to go back and look at my calendar and things. Okay. I got to unload this some because this was my zine from Ramona. And there's a zine from Kathy and her beautiful card. I really enjoyed making this one because we used the painty papers. And I just love how it turned out. And I got so many wonderful notes in April. I think this was April. I need to go in and add my quotes and things like that. All right, I think this is thin enough now. This one got a little mangled, so I think the cats played with it a little bit. If making a traveler's notebook, what is best paper to use inside? The little book that I made, I used mixed media paper. Now, I know others that do travel. If anybody's got suggestions, go for it. But I know that Lisa Elaine, that made Journals Up, she went and did mixed media after she watched my video. But I would think you could use watercolor paper, or if you just had all you have is copy paper or something like that. You just have to let whoever is going to be included in your traveler's journal, if it's going to be an actual traveling journal, know what kind of paper you got in there so they know how to treat it. I think I just messed up because this bag is so messed up. We might have to just let this bag be weird. Oh, well. We're going to go with it. It's really messed up now. But I use mixed media paper for the art journal, traveling journals, simply because I want it to hold up to wet mediums, because I know a lot of people like to use paint. Oh, gosh. This is hard to do once you start getting pages in here. Well, this bag's a little wonky. It's okay. We'll let it be wonky if it wants to be. Yeah, see, I didn't pay attention, and now my bag's all wonky. I can't really fix it either at this point. So we're just going to go with it. I hope it'll survive the test of time. That's what I get for trying to talk and work at the same time. Yeah, I just think the mixed media paper just gives you the option of doing markers or whatever. And I know one member was talking that she would like double spreads. I think it's either Ruth Lamb or Kathy. I can't remember exactly. Yeah, I've seen people do just traveler's journals with junk paper, like your junk mail and things like that. And, you know, I'm all the time finding those envelopes with the windows. I can get those at Goodwill for like $4 for 100 or less. Sometimes they're only like $1.79 because they want to get rid of them. All right, 2 more. And they don't have anything in them. Man, this is getting fat. So I've got May, which was our anniversary month. And look, I didn't put anything in here. I didn't do a thing in May. I am so slack. All right, so take this off part way here. Look and see if I took a picture of Scott and I together in May and put it in here for our anniversary. All righty. Yeah, they go in better if they haven't been mauled by cats. Okay, Suze. Thanks for stopping in. I'm going to be mailing off the journal to the gal that won the 5x7 journal, and then Dawn Boss will get hers. I couldn't get my stuff together today, and then the clear coat messed up where I had used sprays. So I got to remember, if I use any of my sprays, if I use any of the sprays, I can't use the clear coat because they don't interact well together. I'll show you the journals we're doing for the next swap, which is going to be like a round robin swap where we will be in groups of 6. I'm going to say 6, but if we have like 14 members, they might be groups of 7. But what happens is each person starts off a journal, and it will travel to the next person on their list. So like if I'm first on the list and Mary's second, I would mail to Mary, and then maybe Mary would mail to Liz, and then so on. And then the last person on the list would mail back to me because I'd be the first person. Last person mails to the first person. There will or should be only one journal with each person each 2 to 3 weeks. So when it arrives, you have 2 weeks to get your page done and mail it back out to the next person. You don't have to hold it until they say they're ready. When you get done with a page, you just mail it on. We try to make sure everybody moves at a steady pace. Like when you get it, try to do the page right away so that you don't end up with 2 or 3 showing up and then you're backlogged and they get out of order. So you always want to do the next page in the journal. But with them being art journals, I'm almost leaning toward don't worry about what order you do them. Like don't worry about being the first one, then the second one, and then the third one, and then the fourth one. You can mix them around because you know how art journals do when we get paint on them. If we work from front to back, sometimes we have a tendency of when you get to about the middle, you have this huge mound of paper on this side that's already been done, and it makes it difficult to work on the pages at the back. Our little journals are going to be small, but we still might want to work in different ends of the journal. Like the first person works at the front, the second person at the back, just to flip back and forth. And we could date our pages, put the date and our initials on them so they know who did what. We haven't really talked about a theme yet. I don't know if we want a theme. Maybe we just want to do an art page that we could be proud of. Lisa Elaine had offered, but she's already done all that. She's done a cutoff on it. But Lisa Elaine, a new member, offered to make journals for everybody, and she made a bunch of journals, you guys. So we owe her a big thank you. I'm making my own journal simply because I wanted it to be my own personal work to start my journal off. But I know Laura's probably going to use the one that I made. But what I'm going to do before I send mine out is I'm going to do some more to my covers so that they're mine. So my cover is mine. I'll show you what I mean. Let me finish this real quick. Yeah, I just thought it would be fun if we started it off and it was our own work, and then each of our friends in our group adds to it by decorating a page. That would be an awesome keepsake, you know. We could say, oh, I remember Janet. I knew her on YouTube back in the day. I still haven't decorated my card. I found the card. I just haven't decorated it. I got the paper there. I'll get the journals here that I have made. I did a video. When did I make those journals last week with you guys? I can't. Oh, Lord, I can't remember. I need to start keeping a journal for everything I've done on YouTube, I think. I'm not very good at paperwork. Okay, let me put these guys back in here. I love that little dog. I think Lisa Conway sent that little dog looking at that bird to me. All right. And then this goes in here. That was Ramona's zine. And then I had Kathy's beautiful card in here. At least I think that was Kathy. Wasn't it, Kathy? I had these all in here fine. Then I stick this in here. I just love this little bits stuff. And now I gotta, where was Mary's, where was all this? That was in here, wasn't it? Oh no, let's see. No, this was in, that was in March. Okay. Is that right? Yeah, because here's Mary's. Let me put her coin back in here. Sorry, guys, I'm getting crazy here. Put the tag in here. Yeah, this was my birthday month. And then I had this, and I paper clipped it to the top of here. And then I had all this shoved in the bottom of here. I don't know how I had it all shoved in here, but let's see. Let's see. A lot of birthday cards. Come on, Pocket. You will hold it. You had it before. You can do it again. I love this bookmark. Oh, come on. You were in there. Come on, little house. All right. Here we go. Awesome sauce. I just need to add the paper. Look at that. It's just packed. I'll add some paper here, and I got to do something with that angel so she'll quit running away. She's so naughty. Woohoo, look at the chunky thing. Isn't this awesome? I feel like she needs a tie or something to hold her clothes. Oh, I love it. This is awesome. She's got purple hair. A belly band. Yeah, I'll come up with something. Well, you guys, this has been great fun. Let me get those journals and show Mary what I had. These were the journals I made from my mess up pick 10 with Lisa from not this week, but the last week. I just kept going after Lisa went off until I had something I liked, and then I just turned it into the little travel journals. This is the one I'm going to keep, I think. Or was it this one? Oh, no. But see, I've got 3 pieces of mixed media paper in here. And I'm going to gesso my cover here and gesso here. And on the back here, I will list everybody that's in my group and leave a little line where they can date it. And then in the front, I'm going to put my name and address, what type of paper is in the book, and perhaps the date I mailed it out, the first date that it started on, blah, blah, blah. And then in the back, I'll have everybody's name in here and leave a place where they can have a name. And I will probably also decorate this first page, and then the next person can decorate this page. I know some people want us to do like a whole spread. And Kathy raised the concern of if you do the whole spread, sometimes some mediums will bleed through and ruin the artwork of somebody else. Instruct them to sign their art. Yes, yes, we will do that. So I'm going to leave that up to you. If you want only done on the facing page, maybe we should note that. Do art as a spread or do art on a single page. I'm going to leave that up to each individual. Does that make sense? The cover is actually, it's called art paper, and I've had this art paper. It came in a pad of multicolors. I bought it for when my son was homeschooling that long ago, probably almost 20 years now. And he took an art class, and she wanted him to get some art papers, and it came in a pad. Yeah, I had it left over. This was the last sheet I had. I've already thrown the cover away, but it said art paper on the front of it, and it was by Strathmore. But you can make your cover out of mixed media paper or recycled, a recycled mailer. Let me show you something else. These were covers I made with y'all before. I haven't put the paper in them yet, but these were ads that came in the mail, and I just painted on them and added texture paste. Man, words are starting to come hard. So Yeah, I think maybe we need to, maybe in the group page, maybe we should start a discussion on what should be included, how to do the pages. I see someone's mentioning wax paper. That's a good idea. And it doesn't weigh a lot. And we could slide that in. In fact, if you want to do that, if you want to cut your wax paper and then just put a piece in between each page, that might be a good idea too. I think I might add some more things to mine, but like Janet was mentioning, if you keep your journal and try to keep it to where it's only 1/4 of an inch thick or less, then you can just stick it. And the reason I went with a 5x7 size is because if I can lay my eyeballs on it, I will show you. Well, as long as I don't show Lori's address. This is actually, hang on. These are the envelopes I was thinking of using to mail the journals. They're 6x9 clasp envelopes. And I've been decorating envelopes just for this. Because see, the 6x9 envelope, you can take this and it'll slide right in. Just like that. And if you wanted to, you can decorate the envelopes each time. That's entirely up to y'all. I will be, because that's just a thing I do. But I'm thinking I'm going to add some texture paste, and I might, I am going to gesso the in here and in here and put, like I said, the information. Maybe I'll write up, I don't know if our site has a thing, but maybe I can do up a sheet after we discuss it some of what to include in your front cover, what to include on your back cover, whether to put wax paper in with your journal to protect it. But you definitely want to put your name and address in the front cover so that everybody knows whose journal they're working on, so we know where everybody's journal is. That's something I really learned strongly on my last quilting round robin, is we didn't mark or attach our name and address or phone numbers or whatever to our round robins. So nobody was knowing where their round robin was. Some folks forgot what they sent out as their starter blocks. So it was kind of interesting trying to figure out whose block was where and that kind of stuff. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think I have a file section in the group, Tanya. That was something that's been driving me crazy. Yeah, we could do that, Mary. Maybe have, I'm trying to think of how we could do it, because it will show up when I add a file. Okay, well, maybe I can do that. I'm not sure how to add a file if I don't see the file. Yeah, we could do comments under the event, but you know what would be really nice is if I could in some way add a file where we could insert the date a journal arrives and a date that it leaves each time. We might have to just do it in the comments. Yeah, these are the covers that I did with Lisa, but they weren't blue when she ended her show because mine didn't look very good. That pick 10 didn't do. No. Yeah, I'm going to try, Mary. I'm going to try. Thanks, Tanya. I'll see what I can do. So anyway, I'm going to mail one of the 5x7s off to Lori, and this is for Dawn Boss because she mentioned that, hey, I wouldn't mind having the 5x5, so she's going to get the little tiny journal. And I'm going to add add on mine, so mine will look different than Lori's. And Lori will probably, I'm going to mention to her, she can make it her own. She can add whatever she wants. I'm really, really wishing, I don't know if anybody knows where I could find this, but I'm wishing I had a stencil of a mermaid's tail, because wouldn't that be cool in texture paste if I could texture paste down a mermaid's tail on this and make it look like she's diving down past the journal. I just thought that would be so cool. I might do a search and see if I can find it. Oh, okay. So let me write that down, and I'll do that. Okay. Write a post, go to more, and then it'll have add file. All right. If I get stuck, I will get back with you, Tanya. Thank you so much. Kathy has one. Do you know where you got it, Kathy? Write down, make your mermaid tail. All right. Make mermaid tail. Amy Eljohn, she has that thing where she can, she makes stencils, and she's got a stencil cutter. And she makes stuff like that. I might have to draw it out and just see what I can come up with. Mary's so bossy. Anyway, so that's all I had. Now I'm thinking I might go in and add some mixed media paper to these. I love this one. This one is just gorgeous. I just love how these turned out. And these, like I said, these were actually, I think, these were a soap. I think these were soap advertisements that came out of the newspaper. And then this here was something else. And I was thinking I could go in and add pages from this side so it would open. I don't know. I just thought a trifold was kind of cool. Could make a cool little art journal and just attach pages on this side. But so those firm mailers you get, you can turn them into journals really easy. And these are a lot stiffer than they were. These were just that thin board, the ads that come in, political ads or whatever. But when you add tissue paper, it makes it stronger. So if you add napkins and stuff, in fact, I think this had peacock napkins on it, and that's how the color theme got started. And then the peacocks got lost or something. I don't know. I just think it turned out really cool. All right, guys. I hope you had fun tonight, and maybe we can get together on the porch one morning. I'll have to see if I can get that set up to do. Oh, well, it's, you mean in this? It's 3 sheets folded in half. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because I had them and then sewed them in the middle where I folded them. What's up, Mary? I'm not going yet. I'm still here. Yeah, it's, what did I cut this at? 9 3/4 by, I think this was actually 10, and then I did some trimming. But Janet says that if you fold them individually in half and then put them together, you won't have to trim to make your pages even. So 10 by 7. Or a little less. 10 by 6 7/8. I made it just slightly shorter so that there would be a little cover to protect the pages. Yeah, Mary, you only make one journal. I just went crazy making journals. That's all. Oh, you go impromptu and then I never catch you until afterwards. I would look that up, Kathy, but I'm not sure. But like I said, you will only have one journal at a time. And as they travel, we need to try to keep them moving at 2-week periods. Like when you get a journal, you have 2 weeks to complete your page, but you can complete it sooner and mail it on. But the problem, if we mail them on too quickly and somebody is wanting to take the full 2 weeks to get to it, then that person would end up maybe getting a couple backed up on her. Hi, tool using primate. I'll see you in about an hour. You guys, that's Scott. I was going, who the hell is tool using primate? And then I remembered it's my sweetie. All right, darling. I'll see you in about an hour. I don't remember, Kathy. We've got 14 going right now. We're gonna take this over to the group, Kathy, and do some discussing. And Tanya's gonna help me set up a file section where we can maybe have a file of what to include, like in the covers of your journal. Because you want to make sure your name and address is in the front of your journals, as well as the date that you first mail it out. And then in the back page, put everybody that's participating in your journal and leave them a little blank and put date at the top. And then that way they can sign it when they're done with it, and then they'll mail it on. And like Mary said, we need to make sure we let everybody know to sign their work and date it. So you'll want to put your initials or whatever on your page. 15 going and 2 maybe so far. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm kind of sad that the group is full, but I'm kind of glad as well, because now I can just send out a message that, sorry, we're full, but and I don't have to worry about people answering the questions and all of that. So Mary said she's going to pop over there and sign up right now. Okay, Tanya, sounds great. Aw, bummer. Woohoo! Mary's working on her bow tags. Okay, guys. Oh, let me get Tabitha and she can tell you guys goodbye. Bye. We'll see you later on. Have a good night. I have a file section over there. Okay, Liz, I'll check on it. Okay, guys. Have a good night. Bye-bye.